What's up, everyone? We're back for our second video on the Prelude. As we all know, it'll be taking over my WRX's daily driver spot. We're joined here this morning by Roxy again. Doesn't seem unfazed at all. So we ended up driving the car for the first time to work as our daily, and it went a little something like this. So something on the back of the block, one of the hoses, I think it's a heater core hose, popped. So we need to get it on the lift and try to diagnose that, see what's going on with it. We have a car on a lift right now, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that today. Unfortunately, we have good weather coming up too. I don't have AC in the Prelude yet, so with it just having heat and cooler weather coming, it's perfect time to drive the thing, but we'll see. We're going to get it on the lift as soon as possible. Today, we're going to do a little side project because there's one part of the car that just sticks out to me like a sore thumb, and I really would like to do something about it. And that's those headlights. They're really yellow. I plan on replacing them with aftermarket. Nothing fancy, like a kind of an OEM. I have a couple ideas, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for today, I'm going to show you guys how to do a simple refinish on the headlights that should work really well. All you're going to need is some wet sandpaper. I got different grits here, 3000, 2000, 1000, 1500. We're essentially just going to sand the yellow off, which is going to leave it like a haze, and then we're going to spray it with some clear coat that I got from AutoZone. I've done this before and I had good results, although the clear coat I used was a professional grade out of a gun. I wanted to try something a little bit more accessible for everyone. I mean, you can't really, not everyone has access to the gun and all that, but anyone can buy this sandpaper, pop your headlights out, sand it down, spray it with this, and it should last a while. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to grab all my tools, get the table out, say bye to Roxy for the time being, and then we'll see you at the car. There's our problem. Can I get it focused? Yeah. Hose on the back of the block. I think that's the heater core hose. Yeah, it's probably definitely the heater core hose. So before we start doing the headlight, we're gonna get out here and see if we can fix this. Holy crap, that was a pain. I ended up, this is the end that goes against the firewall. I had to cut that bad boy out because it just would not come off. But our actual leak, doing this one-handed right there, that would be the leak. So I'll show you guys real quick. I showed you underneath the block, and then that piece right there to the left. I know it's not focusing exactly, but that's the other side of the heater core. So we'll go up to AutoZone, see if we can get a hose for it, and pop it on. All right, we are done with that. We're warming the car up now, watching the fluid level. Got the hose clamp on in the back here. I had to use a universal hose. Nothing too exciting there. Really hard to film by myself on this, so sorry about that. But once we're done heat loading it and everything else, we'll move on to these god-awful headlights and see what we can do with them. So let me finish this up and then we'll move on. All right, so it's time to pull the headlights off. We got to take the front bumper off to do that. So we're going to put it up in the air, get the bolts out from underneath it, get the ones out here, and then we'll be able to pop this headlight off. We're going to take the bumper off. So let's time lapse that. And all right, so we made a little bit of an executive decision here. I was going to pop these headlights out, but now that I got the front bumper off, I can see all these edges except for this outside edge here. We're just going to tape this really good and sand this down instead of removing these headlights. There's a bolt here, bolt here, bolt here. And the reason we're not removing it is because I don't want them to come unaligned. I don't want to undo all the wiring and stuff. So we're just going to wet sand these down. But first I'm going to tape these edges off all around it. Because when I spray the clear, I don't want it to get on anything. If it gets a little bit on stuff, it's not a huge deal because it's just clear coat. Car needs to be painted anyways. So we'll kind of go from there. I'll go ahead and tape it up and then we'll start sanding them down. All right, so we're going to go ahead and actually let this light dry and clear it and see if it looks any better. I'm not going to lie, my hopes are not super high up. It might just be too gone. I mean, it does look a little less yellow than the other one, so maybe I'll get shocked. I mean, actually, now that I'm looking at it, it does look less yellow. A lot less yellow. So maybe the camera didn't really do it a whole lot of justice. In person, I can see the difference. On the camera, I can't see it too well, but maybe when I clear it, I'll be able to. So all we're going to do is do some quick coats from our Duplicolor. Pretty simple. I'm just going to time lapse that again. Make sure this is nice and dry. It's a little cold out, so I'm going to have to wait a few minutes, but I'll be back in a second. Get some light out here because it is starting to get dark, although the camera's doing an excellent job in the dark. So let's see how it works. All right, let's let that dry up and see what it does. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's dark, but I'm chalking this up as a fail. It did not work. I'm gonna put it back together tomorrow. No point in filming that. We're just gonna have to buy new headlights. You know, not all the projects can be winners. We made it a little bit worse, but that's okay. We'll put new headlights in it. Sorry that it wasn't more exciting and more informative. I had have good luck with this before. I don't know if it was the clear. These lights are much older. I did it on a 2012 Genesis before with good results. This time, just not the same. That's the one I didn't do. This is the one I did and cleared. I did use the Duralast clear. Maybe that's, or not the Duralast, whatever the AutoZone brand clear is. And I used Professional on the Genesis, so maybe that was it. But once again, mainly posting this because I want to show you guys not all of them are winners. Sometimes you fail at some projects, and this is one of them. But still love the car either way. I'm glad it's back up and running. We'll throw the bumper on tomorrow when I get home from work. We're out of time. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. No telling what we'll get into on this next weekend. So I'll see you guys next week.